Hi everyone, my name is Isabella Gutierrez and I am the Alcohol 2 Special Topics Group. Throughout this class, we've learned a lot about various aspects of alcohol use and alcohol use disorders. My group all seemed to focus on different aspects of alcohol use disorder for most of the term. I chose to research alcohol use disorder with co-occurring mental disorders and different recovery options. This topic is very important to me because I personally have struggled with alcohol use in the past while also being diagnosed with a few other mental disorders. I wanted to directly look at research that could potentially impact me and others like me. The 3 articles I'll be referencing are titled Disentangling the Association Between ADHD and Alcohol Use Disorder in Individuals Suffering from Bipolar Disorder, Treatment Interventions for Women with Alcohol Use Disorder, and Co-occurring Alcohol Use Disorder and Anxiety, Bridging the Psychiatric, Psychological, and Neurobiological Perspectives. The focal points of my presentation are research presented on ADHD and co-occurring bipolar disorder, the lack of treatment options for women with alcohol use disorders and possible other disorders, and forms of treatment for all of the above. Throughout my research, it became clear that the co-occurrence of alcohol use disorder and other mental disorders is relatively common, especially for those with mood disorders. I found it most interesting to read about how ADHD, anxiety, and bipolar disorder can impact the development of an alcohol use disorder. The first reference listed discusses the likeliness of those with co-occurring ADHD and bipolar developing some form of an alcohol dependency or alcohol use disorder throughout their lifetime. It seems that those with both disorders are more likely to struggle with an alcohol use disorder and less likely to seek treatment than those without any co-occurring disorders. According to the clinical trials analyzed, the combination of ADHD and bipolar tend to lead towards worse clinical outcomes. These negative outcomes could be influenced by a lack of proper treatment programs or untreated mood instability, or both. It is recommended that we create treatment plans that work on treating ADHD, bipolar, and alcohol use disorder at the same time. The relationship between anxiety, mood disorders, and alcohol use disorder may also be explained by some deficiencies in the neurobiological processes, such as problems surrounding the brain's cognitive processes such as attention, memory, perception, and problem solving. The third article referenced below discusses the possible impact of neurobiological problems on co-occurring mental disorders and later development of alcohol use disorder. This theory means that to properly address recovery for those with co-occurring mental disorders, we must accommodate neurosusceptibility to both disorders within treatment plans. While researching various aspects of co-occurrence and recovery, I stumbled upon some very interesting information that I was not aware of, but sadly does not surprise me. I discovered that this co-occurrence seems to be more prevalent but less treated in women. Less than 20% of women with co-occurring alcohol use disorder and other mental disorders seek treatment for either disorder. This is especially concerning for specific disorders such as bipolar. 1 out of every 4 patients with bipolar disorder develop an alcohol use disorder at some point in their lives. Out of the women diagnosed with bipolar, most will never receive or seek treatment for bipolar or alcohol use disorder. This is due to a higher rate of barriers women face to seeking treatment and the fact that some medical models are solely based on how men present with specific disorders. In the second article I've listed as a reference, the primary barriers listed as to why women do not seek treatment are lack of childcare, societal standards, varying medical models, and fear of having children removed from their care. Here, the researchers began to analyze possible treatment plans that would directly address these barriers, suggesting that specialized treatment options designed to alleviate these barriers would raise participation and outcomes in treatment. Overall, I've learned that there is a high rate of co-occurring mental disorders and alcohol use disorders, and there's a lot more research that needs to be done to individually target these mental disorders while also treating alcohol use disorder. Specifically, there's a lot of research that needs to be done to create adequate treatment plans for women in our society. That way, we can raise the number of women who seek treatment and those women who are diagnosed properly, ensuring everyone who has alcohol use disorder and underlying mental disorders have access to treatment plans that will hopefully put them on the right path to recovery. Thank you guys for listening to me and have a great rest of your week.